Hey everybody, appreciate everybody watching. This is the first time we're going to try this. Like I said, I'm Tiki Gamer, and this is Nick from Geeks with Cash. We're just going to do a little gaming chat. If you saw us last night, it was a cluster slash train wreck of technical issues as we sat there like idiots, and nobody could hear us talking, so that was brilliant. If you can't hear me or can't hear Nick, let us know, and we'll go from there. I see, hey, Chaz is
We're already fired.
Right. Oh, thanks, Chaz. Okay, we're done with the stream. We're fired. Chaz fired as fuck this.
Chaz called the guy. Sorry.
So yeah, I've been wanting to do this with my buddy here. I'm gonna try to get with Retro Bro John, and no, this is not replacing Game Ramblings. Me and Cyrus do that every 2 weeks, but we're just going to talk about our own stuff in gaming. Hell, we might talk about other shit sometime. We might just talk movie talk or something. But what the big things we want to talk about today, I think, was all these companies going to shit. Do you want to start that off, man?
Oh God, where do you begin? It's been so long. Let's see. Bethesda's a dead horse. I think there's dust there between Fallout 76 and Fallout 4 issues and bringing the Fallout 4 issues back into 76. And then there's Blizzard, which is, pretty much brand new to the epic scene of total clusters with Warcraft 3, so much so that they got review bombed hard. I mean, I think last time I looked it was a 0.5 on Metacritic as far as users rating goes.
I thought it was a 0.6, so it's got worse. Oh my God!
Oh no, it got worse. It got worse. Critic reviews are fine. IGN gave it like a 7 out of 10. They said there wasn't anything new and great, but it's an updated coat of paint on an already good game.
They're
right?
Kind of critical without being too honest about it. Of course, they don't want to piss off a big company like that. But I watched some people, Dreamcast guy, which not everybody. I watched what they did with it, and they removed all this stuff from it, and I'm like, really? And yeah, Bethesda, you guys really screwed the pooch all this stuff. I mean, you really just fucked up to the point that. I'm moving the chat over here. You're on a different side, so I just moved the chat. So I just noticed it was over your head.
It's okay. Most things are over my head if I'm honest.
It's all good. But yeah, I'm a Fallout fan. I not because I'm a Bethesda fanboy. It's just I like the world. We've talked as friends. You're not really into the world, but it's good. But you're not as the biggest fan as me. And then this other crap they've done. I can't support them. I won't support them.
Dude, Outer Worlds is making me a believer.
Did you know?
Outer Worlds so far, what little I played with my buddy, like we're just swapping the controller and going through the story and just shitting around and having fun with it. And it's fun, dude. It's fun.
Obsidian made I got Fallout New Vegas. I purchased it again so I could play on my Xbox One with backwards compatibility. Obsidian is amazing. They make good shit. Did you know I was going to wait for the Switch version? It got delayed again. And this is not funny. It's the coronavirus, and there are people that are making it. It's delaying them. I think even though I like to play on the Switch.
They want it back over my head.
Oh my God. No.
I see how it is, guys. I see how it is.
Oh God, yeah, it's Chaz give you shit. But I'm thinking about getting Outer Worlds on PS4, man, because I really want to play it, but I want to support the Switch version, if you know what I mean. But it's such a good game. But see, here's the thing about it. I've got to play DBZ Kakarot with the wife. There's Final Fantasy VII I want to get. Doom Eternal's coming out I want to get. I want to play Fallout Jedi Fallen Order. I want to play it.
That's very much in the vein of Dark Souls. So if you don't like Dark Souls-esque games that are just brutally hard, you may not like it.
Oh, yeah,
I'll be honest. I've seen some gameplay of it, and it's pretty brutally hard, man. You have to parry a lot in the game in order to really succeed, and you have to learn the patterns and how to attack and when to dodge. And don't get me wrong, it's very pretty and it looks great. But if you're not a Dark Souls fan, and unless you're interested in getting into something that is more Dark Souls light, I may not go.
I don't know. I didn't know it was that way. I'm glad I held off on it. I think is this Brooks BB Bacon 12? Is that Brooks in the chat? Please put it back over his head.
Yeah, Chaz is like, I don't even want Diablo 4 anymore. And I'll be honest, I wanted to be super stoked for that game. And the way Warcraft 3's gone, I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm going to hold off and see what happens. because I just don't know whether or not I can trust them anymore. It was the same way with BioWare after a while. I'm like, I'm going to wait on Anthem because I had no idea.
And
I've been burned so many AAAs.
They lost a director. You were saying that right before we started. They've lost another director.
Yeah, and that was for Dragon Age Inquisition?
I don't know. Yeah, I think that was. And I cannot trust Bethesda no more. I was going to cancel Doom Eternal's pre-order, but it actually came out and said no bullshit, no microtransactions, and I saw some reviews of it. It's like 15 seconds in the game, you're already killing shit. And I'm like, they were not going to do the Bethesda shit, so I'm going to give it a chance. I've already pre-ordered a nice version. I really wanted it, but I won't buy a Bethesda game anymore.
See, I want that thing to kick me in the face, but just not rape my computer.
Yeah,
2016. If you bump it up, man. Oh my God!
Yeah,
it'll crush my computer so hard.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I had on the PS4. I still have the demon back there. It's all this crap on my shelves. So I got it on PS4 because I didn't know if I was going. It's a single player game. I'll play on the console on the couch. I don't care.
I double dipped. I got it on PS4 and then I played it on PC when it was like had a free demo and I'm like, oh,
yes, I did too.
It's so much better.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've heard things, but there is so much crap going on with these companies, and it's sad. It really is sad that BioWare, which made, and did you hear they're going to probably make a remake of Knights of the Old Republic?
I heard about that. God, I want that to be good.
I did.
I want that to be good so bad.
Yes, I saw that and I went. I had the little, the geeky kid, something about to geek out. I'm like, oh my gosh! I went, no, don't get excited.
I know, because you saw the EA logo and you went, aww.
Oh man, so I don't understand about all these companies. I mean, Bethesda, I don't know what to say, but then Blizzard, I stopped worrying about Blizzard when I stopped playing World of Warcraft with you guys, simply because we didn't have the time. And I saw what they did with, I remember us getting Warcraft 3, getting into it. And yes, I'm going to be honest, back in the day with some old downloadable internet, we had some downloaded beta versions of Blizzard of Warcraft 3 back.
It was in bad shape. It was really good when it released, but it was in bad shape in beta.
Yeah, it was, but we really got into it back in the day. This is, my friend Brooks there, which is BB Bacon in chat, Nick, me, and our other friend Patrick. We did the LAN parties. We carried the towers and the fucking CRT monitors. We played Warcraft.
It spent like 3 hours troubleshooting the network.
And the one time we played Battlefield 1942, his damn hard drive crashed. A DLL file got corrupted, so we yanked his hard drive off, slaved it to one of ours, copied our file for the operating system just to get it working. It was like, are we gaming or are we doing IT work? Is this Best Buy or what the fuck we're doing? It was so much fun.
Yeah, Chris was saying Square even screwed up Secret of Mana's re-release, and then it's basically indies making some of the best stuff, and he's kind of right. I mean, I've been playing. And that's kind of what I know. A lot of people don't really pay attention to it because I've been finding the really obscure ones. But I've been kind of going out of the way on my channel a little bit to give myself a little shout out to try to find more indie style games, right? Because I'm just like, I can't trust the AAA developers. So I'm like, well, let's see what the indie scene has.
Yeah,
and dude, Undertale, if you haven't played it, I know that one's kind of old. You play it. It's totally worth it. Mm-hmm. Skybolt Jack's not too bad if you're into kind of. It's sort of like a quick time action platformer thing. It's really funky looking. I mean, there's some really good stuff out there. But you got to dig.
Hollow Knight?
I haven't tried Hollow Knight. I do have Shovel.
The wife went ahead and bought it, and we have multiple profiles, so I downloaded it on my Switch and play it with her profile. And you talk about Metroidvania, and just beautiful. It's like, wow. That's what it said. Like I said, there's so much shit to play that she tried it. She goes, "Oh, this is good." And I put about 2 or 3 hours into it. I didn't get back to it. If you like Metroidvania, some challenge, yeah, it'll kick your ass. But
there's another one called Vergis Axiom that's also a couple years old. That's reportedly really good that way. I can't remember. Does anybody remember the actual name? I know it's something Axiom.
Axiom Verge. I actually did a review.
Axiom Verge. That's it.
I hated that game partially. I beat it. But if you want a spiritual successor to Metroid, that's it.
Yeah.
I reviewed it. Go look on my channel. I gave it a picky review. I bitched at it because there were some times when it just really was being a dick toward the end of the game where it's just really hard to beat. But it's still worth it. It's still a good game. Though I was so pissed at it, I'm like, I said I'll never play it again. I uninstalled it. I was done. I actually pushed and pushed and pushed to where it was just slowing. It's just kicking my ass. It was fun. Yeah, Axiom Verge. Yeah, Chaz, that's right.
You know who started doing a turnaround lately is Capcom.
Yes, they're starting to actually do it. They got Resident Evil 2 remake. I didn't get into it because it wasn't bad. I played the Resident Evil 2 demo. And I felt like, oh my God, I've done this 1,000 times. I didn't want to do it again, but it looked beautiful. Resident Evil 3 is coming out. What else is coming out?
Konami, I think, is going to resurrect Silent Hill.
I'm a huge Silent Hill fan. You know that. I'm not holding my breath. If they put one out and it fucking kicks ass, I'm going to be sitting there with my PS4 on the couch, just like they turn the lights off. I'll be there for a few hours. I love to go back to one like that.
And also, if you go a little bit further back before they did Resident Evil 2, Mega Man 11 is actually really good. It feels just like Mega Man, and it's hard.
Yes, I tried the demo and got my ass handed to me. I knew it was. I thought I tried it on the Switch, which I'm finding on some games with the Switch you do have input lag. I don't like that. Even Hollow Knight I've read has some input lag if you don't undock it. So I was wondering about that, but yeah, I need to try some of these games. Like, what was the Castlevania game? Bloodstained.
Bloodstained.
I got rid of the Switch version because I waited 2 months, a month and a half, and they never patched. They finally fixed it.
Dude, I think they felt so bad about that. They were so apologetic constantly on Kickstarter about that mess. I know you didn't have any patience for it. And 2 months is a long time to hold on to it.
Yeah.
But man, they felt bad. And Chris is saying, they're doing another Sextant Axiom Verge, and he's saying the physical games from Capcom aren't even on their cart. And honestly, we talked about this too. This is why I've kind of gone digital, because when you buy a freaking physical copy, it's fucking bullshit now, right? Because there's nothing on it. It's just a key to go download it, and then every time you want to play it in like your system, you got to get up and you got to change the disc. Well, shit, if I had to download the whole damn thing anyway, why the hell am I paying you for a disc to get up off my ass off my sofa? I don't want to do that. I'm lazy.
I have to say that even I have to get on to the Doom game on the fucking PS4. No, I'm not. Shut up, Born. I'm not scared of Resident Evil. I beat 2 and 3 on the PS4. I felt like I played it so much that I didn't want to do it again. I really didn't. Though I do want to buy Resident Evil 2. I'm just one of these people that wants to wait and get these games on when they're cheap.
And I'm the same way now, like Death Stranding. I'm kind of curious to play it, but there's no way in hell I'm paying him $60 for a walking simulator.
I said the same fucking thing. I'm not paying you $60. I can walk outside and go, oh, I stumbled and fell. Oh, I stumbled and fell. There you go.
That's me going to work.
Exactly. I work from home, so I can stumble down the stairs from work, and they're like, oh, Death Stranding. Oh, here we go.
Let me pick all my crap up again. It's Monday.
Capcom really did fuck up though. When they did the Street Fighter V release, and they did a lot of fuck ups. But I think
that is so bad. That's still difficult now. Yeah. Because they were charging you fight money to be able to get the characters, but you only get so much fight money unless you went online. Then you can only get 50 per fight. And then to top that off, they were giving you extra fight money if you put on their fucking advertising gloves, and then they're throwing ads between each fight. It's the most asinine thing ever. I mean, the gameplay is good, and that's like the only thing that kept me going. Just get me in the match before I just like want to break my monitor because I hate you so much right now.
Damn. I agree with that. I mean, but they turned it around though. They looked like they turned it around. They tried, and they just fixed it. Whereas you see, Bethesda is just, isn't this a cool game? We're giving you stuff, and we're wanting to put it behind a paywall to get the extra stuff. Like Fallout 76 is going to be something. Nick and I here, we tried it in beta, and it was hot garbage. It was hot garbage.
Dude, I was so pissed at Fallout 76 from like 20 minutes in. I ran into like 4 bugs. I'm like, I can't cancel my pre-order fast enough, Mike. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree with you. We had to pre-order to play it, so we turned around and canceled our Amazon pre-order. Thankfully, it didn't cost us anything. But then later on, there was a promise of private worlds where maybe I would get it at a lower price, he'd get a lower price to jump on the PC, and then him and I could run around in co-op and just have fun. Oh no! we'll let you have private worlds if you fucking pay us more money per month. And
Fallout first.
I was like, Bethesda, you're crazy. And then, I hope Konami turns it around, but I don't get it. It's just crazy.
Dude, if freaking Contra is any indication, they're not in a good state right now. I want them to, but Contra Road Corps, man, there's another one. Oh my god.
That was horrible from what I heard.
I couldn't even. I saw people playing it, and I go, "Oh my god, this sucks even to watch."
Yeah.
Like, at least Anthem looked fun when I was watching people play it, even if they were bored out of their mind.
It did, and I was wanting Anthem to be good, but it was just like me and you playing Destiny at Destiny 2. Oh my god! After a while, we're like, "Where's all this shit they promised? What the fuck? What happened? Where'd it go?"
I just got bored with the gameplay loop. I mean, it's great combat, but I mean, when all you got is like great combat, and it doesn't really feel like there's much else going on. I mean, I don't really know where to go with that.
Bungie did, like we said we talked privately. They got wonderful shooting mechanics, but Destiny's story was just crap.
Yeah, exactly. So we want to go into consoles, or we want to ramble on this some more?
I was about to say the consoles. So me and Cyrus have said so much shit about consoles, and I want to let you just say your piece, because you play console some, you play a lot more PC, but like I said, he's like me. He has every console and a gaming PC. I got my motherboard and RAM today, so this is going to be a Ryzen 7 build here soon. What do you think about the next gen consoles and what's coming up?
Yeah, I mean, to give you guys some of my background before I jump in this, is I have a Raspberry Pi that I do retro gaming on a semi-regular basis. I boot it up on my Switch, which I have a Switch. I have a PS4. I have an Xbox One. I also have a pretty well built PC, and I recently got into VR with Oculus Rift S. So, I mean, I'm kind of across the gambit as far as kind of what's out there, right? But really what sells a console, at least in this generation, is, again, like you guys have talked about, it's exclusives, right? But right now, what it looks like is it really looks like Microsoft is going, okay, so we get that we should probably have exclusives, but we have another plan because we see something coming down the road. And what they're doing, and you can see it in the news if you look it up, they've got like government contracts for fucking cloud computing and shit like that. They're putting in more infrastructure into Azure, which is going to be their xCloud platform, right? And they're just going to offer it as a fucking service. Now, that starts hitting like iOS and not on a PC, but PS4 or whatever. They can get your dollar because then you can just take it on any freaking platform you want, right? And there you go. They're going to lose this next gen, I think, because they're not going to have any exclusives for 2 years. So unless the market completely flips and everybody goes, ooh, I want to do cloud gaming now, then they've got a good jump there. And then you've got NVIDIA coming out the gate, too, with their GeForce thing. And that's kind of weird. Have you read up on that yet?
I read about, like, you could do, if you do the paid thing, you do their RTX cards with the ray tracing, and each session is up to 6 hours uninterrupted, but, of course, I guess you can start another session. You can play, like, either up to 400, they got 400 games so far, or the free version, you can pay an hour at a time down at lower levels. But, again, here's the one thing about it, that GeForce Now doesn't work on iOS, and I read the article, they said ask Apple. xCloud is coming to iOS, but I think it's because the beta testing, Apple doesn't allow things out there that does beta testing to everybody. So it is coming, but in GeForce is not right now. So I like it. I tried xCloud. xCloud, I sat there and played Soul Calibur 6 for a while, bought it for Christmas. I had my fucking phone, and I'm sitting there going, I forgot I'm on a phone. I was playing Soul Calibur 6, a fighter, and it was 0 lag.
Yeah, I remember watching it, and it was pretty impressive. I mean, given a fighter like Soul Calibur and how point-specific you have to be with some of the moves, that was fairly impressive for me. Because I play a lot of fighters. Yeah. Most of them on an arcade stick, because I don't want any fucking latency, I don't want any button mapping issues, I don't want to deal with these crappy D-pads that are on every... For fuck's sake, guys, 8-Bit did it with a $50 fucking controller. Come on. Just get with the program, but give me a regular freaking D-pad for once. It's not that hard. It's really not.
I need to still get me one of those and try them out. I don't understand why. But have you tried xCloud yet? I mean, do you have an Android device? I
don't have an Android device to try it. I wanted to, but I don't have any Android devices. I mean, we're both on like iOS tablets and iOS phones, right? And I've got an old iPhone 7, and we got so much stuff and digital infrastructure and music and stuff like that that I'm leery about trying to pull it all down and convert it over so I can use on Android. And there's tools that'll take them from like ACCs and stuff like that and make them MPEG-4s, but it's really time consuming.
Yeah. it's almost worth it if you could find somebody that's a friend that's got it. All they gotta do is sign up for it and just take their phone, Bluetooth the controller over to it, and just give it a whirl. And you'll be amazed. You're sitting there playing like Halo and stuff, and you're like, if you got the fast enough internet, it's just blazing. So
Yeah.
it can work. And then we're talking about this next gen. We could talk about how Google has fucked up with Stadia so bad. They didn't see to sit out. But I don't understand what's going on with them.
I think NVIDIA is in a hard shape too because their specs to be able to run their stuff is even worse, man. It's like 15 megabits a second on the low end, whereas like I want to say Stadia is like 10.
Yeah. So,
sorry, I'm not feeling too great tonight. My throat's getting full of. And then they want a top end of 50, which is like 10 more than Stadia wants.
Yeah.
And I mean, to give you guys some numbers, that I did some research on this a while back, and the average download speed in the United States is 60.
Yeah.
60 megabits a second.
Yeah. I'm at 200 on fiber now. You have 200 or more. What is on Comcast?
It's gigabit. I got it through Comcast, but it really only pegs out reliably at like 750, which is like worlds better than what I had because it was like 250, right? So it's way better. I haven't noticed a lot of performance difference though. Have you?
I've noticed performance on my fiber. I went over to fiber and I put Google Wi-Fi. Everything feels faster. After I got off that stupid Comcast gateway, it was much better.
And that might be part of my problem is Comcast required modem for their area, so they have control over it. You know what I mean?
I didn't think they had to. I thought you could still put in your own modem and gateway.
You might be able to, but it's usually not cost effective to go out and buy a modem versus renting their modem. Now, your own router, I always do that because that gives me another layer of obfuscation between me and the net, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's right. Yeah, you could do that, but yeah, like I'll just have a Cat 5 connection in the wall, and I just plug it in Google, and I mean it's a lot of upgrade. But after I got rid of Comcast, my download speeds are the same, but the throughput's ridiculous. But it is fast, so I'm streaming right now at 6,000 plus kilobytes a second. I can go way up above that. They're a small fiber company. They only give me 25 up. I don't know, maybe because they're a small telephone company. Maybe they're trying to keep us from not running websites or some shit. But it's solid. It's solid 25 megabits per second up. It just pings and sits there, and it's just like I could stream 4K if I wanted to. So I don't need to upload. The download is solid as shit. No data cap. So I could get into streaming.
Yeah. I mean, I'm into it, but really when you first start out anyway, you kind of need to run it around 720p because a lot of people just can't. They can't process it on the stuff like their phones and stuff, and it doesn't look right, or it goes all wonky. Like last night when we put that one up video, and you were super squished because I had it like 1920 by 1080, and that was tragic.
That was horrible. Glad you guys didn't see that. We took it down. It just squished me because he was pushing some weird resolution to his. I don't know. It was funny.
It was a normal 1080p resolution.
Something was supposed to. Yeah. I think it was the scaling. OBS was all fucked or something. Oh my God. That was just messed up. But, yeah, I mean, Stadia has failed pretty much. I don't, because we talked about this. We've been talking about this on the side before we did the show, how bad they failed. But Microsoft did come out like a day or so ago and said their competition is not Sony and Nintendo. Their competition is Google and Apple. And you're right. They're basically just going, you know what? We're a platform.
Yep. They want to be an ecosystem. They don't want to be a console. They want to be an ecosystem.
I don't need to be squished.
You know what, man? It was the thinnest he's ever been, and myself included.
Yes, it was. I was sexy. I was thin and sexy. I was like, you can barely see.
Well, we lost so much weight. This is amazing.
Then it came back. It's like, oh, there it is. There it is. But, I think the PlayStation 5 is going to do fine. Will I get one? I have to be honest with myself. Being geeky, I might at least hit the pre-order button and really think hard about it. If they do the price right and then let me play every PlayStation game ever on it, I might get one. Microsoft is never going to get another penny of my money. I'm never buying another Microsoft Xbox console. I just don't care. I'll try xCloud.
If they turn around. Right now, they lost me on the Xbox One. The 360, we were both massive fans of. I love that thing. I got a PS3 late in the
Patrick and everybody, I did too. At 360 was a beautiful console. Other than the Red Ring of Death, which unfortunately you got a lot of problems with.
But I got like one of them at least, yeah.
Yeah, I never did get one, knock on wood, but it was such a fantastic console. And then they came out with the one that basically fell, tripped on the stage, shit themselves, and then got up and stripped their own shit. And it's just like, they never recovered from it. And now they come out with a tower-looking console, Series X, rumors of a second console come out at the same time, no exclusives for a year or two, and now they're not going to compete. They don't care to compete with Sony and Nintendo. I don't know where they're going. I can't give them my money.
So do you think Apple's gonna jump in a little harder?
That's what we was talking about now. We've been talking on text for like 2 days now, blowing each other's phones up. If you don't know,
Poor Brooks.
Yeah, poor Brooks. He's like, I can't even listen to my damn audiobook in the car. I was just like, we're sorry, man. Not really.
Sorry, not sorry.
No, not sorry. If everybody don't know, there is not even really a rumor, it's almost confirmed that this year Apple is going to, in some form or fashion, probably not in the whole fell swoop, they're going away from Intel. Intel chips are becoming behind and stagnant in some of their innovation that's pretty much been talked about. I thought that maybe they'd go with AMD or they make their own x86 chips. I was wrong. When I was shocked where I read that Apple wants to take their ARM A-series chips and put them in everything. They already got them in iOS. They already got them in, iOS, iPads, iPhones, Apple Watches, in some type of forms, and Apple TVs and stuff. They want to put them in the Macs.
Well, how about you not charge me $50,000 for a Mac then?
I don't know.
I'm just saying, $1,000 for a monitor stand, $3,000 for the monitor, and $50,000 for like their top end PC is kind of a little insane.
That was really ridiculous, but. This is the thought that Apple has. We've talked about the Apple TV is a tiny streaming game console a little bit. Apple Arcade works on on a lot of things, including the Mac, and I think other browsers and stuff. Oh no, not browsers. I was thinking.
I don't know if you can do it on PC or not.
No, I take that back. I was thinking about xCloud and stuff like that.
Okay.
But what we've been talking about on the side is, what if Apple decided to drop a game console or a bigger box, and everybody's like, no, they can't do that. They're about to jump Intel. They're about to put and develop ARM chips that are big enough to take on MacBooks, MacBook Pros, iMacs. Maybe not the Pro stuff. It may take them a few years, and they may wean themselves off the Intel chips, but it's coming. So what if they took Apple TV, make a big box, drop a very powerful chip in there, a lot of RAM, I say it optical drives just so they'd be all-inclusive so they can get the physical games, and told, bring your Call of Duties, bring your Modern Warfares, bring your Battlefronts, bring all your games over to us, and then we're part of the Apple ecosystem.
They can already run some of that on their new Apple TVs, man. You can download apps to them. You can hook controllers to them, which you could do to their phones all the time, too.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about this. I mean, heck, you could hook the phone up to your controller and use it as like a Skype screen. You could use it as a map. Mm-hmm. You could just take the game on the go and do it through LTE, though God forbid the person who does LTE freaking 4K gaming. My God, your bill's going to just... I weep for your bank account.
Yeah, I mean, just let it scale to 480 or some crap. Just scale it down. But, to think about it is, if Microsoft is basically coming out saying, hey, we're not trying to compete with Sony and Nintendo as much anymore, then who's going to... There has not been for a long time. Sega failed.
I'm sorry, read Brian Lander's comment.
To be fair, boats and cocaine are very expensive. Apple execs have a lifestyle to keep up. Yeah,
yes,
boats and cocaine and possibly hookers. I don't know.
Those diamond-encrusted pools aren't going to install themselves.
Well, what about the gold-plated toilet seats? Yeah, those need that too, don't you?
Oh, and those need to heat up so they melt nicely and, conform to your ass.
Oh, they got molten gold on your ass as you take it. God, that's horrible. Oh my God.
And this is why you talk to me.
Oh yeah, this is why we've been friends for a long time. But yeah, we were talking about this, and I don't know. I thought this is crazy, but Apple is going away from Intel. Apple I've seen the commercials. I was streaming Doctor Who. I've been watching it a little bit before we got on here, and you see a lot of ads for Apple Arcade now. You can play it anywhere. Well, I wonder if they make a platform and take the place of Microsoft. Microsoft is not going to be a console maker much longer, I don't think.
I don't think they see any future in it, and I think they see devices getting more and more universal, right? And it could be like a short-end trend, but I mean the phones and stuff and tablets have gotten so powerful now that if you can actually get controller functionality on it and not have it bring the on-screen fucking controller bullshit up, right? I mean, it's kind of like playing a console, realistic, through a Bluetooth controller. There's really no difference anymore. And some of them look just as freaking good, man. They've got a freaking Battlefield on there that looks just like the new damn Battlefield as far as I'm concerned on it. It's a little bit smaller numbers that you've got in there. But, I mean, it looks just as freaking good. It's filled to the gills with microtransactions, but, you know, that's the world we live in now.
Well, you know, loot boxes and microtransactions are some of the things I just can't stand. But, you know, I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know where these, you know, we're waiting for Sony. I don't know. They're going. I'm really interested to see what because they're actually will come out and said they're waiting on Microsoft's price. They're ready to punch Microsoft in the gut.
Well, didn't they do it once before? Like Microsoft came out and announced their console price, and then all Sony did was come out and give them like a number that was like, you know, $100 lower or something like that, and walk off.
The PS4. They were going to charge $499 for the PS4 and the camera. They yanked the camera out and said $399. They punched them. Oh yeah, the border strike. The Apple Pippin was their console. There was a console back in the day. If you don't know.
Oh God, that thing. Oh, that controller looked. Damn it, Brooks! I totally missed that when you originally mentioned it. That controller was atrocious.
Yeah,
that thing was an abomination. It was a boomerang. It wasn't a fucking controller.
Yeah. Well, they've already tried once, but it doesn't mean they're poised now to get into it. I don't know if they will, but I can see after a year or so into this next gen, everybody can say what they want. The Xboxes won't be selling as much, and I think they'll go for a platform. They'll even sell their own box for the living room just to stream their games.
Well, I mean, they already pretty much dominate my TV right now. I mean, if we're not watching Netflix or Hulu, or more often than not, YouTube videos of like, you know, we've become the stupid cat video people.
Yeah.
In my house, because my wife's like, ooh, kitties, and so that'll go on for a while, you know, and then we'll watch stuff like Escapist and stuff like that, short stuff that you can do in bite size so that you can consume a lot of it, and it's only like 12, 15 minutes, and then you can freaking go to bed, unless it's my stuff that sometimes runs 40 minutes. Not sorry.
Right. I don't. Sometimes I'll you and Cyrus, I don't get to finish all of them. I'll come back and I'll watch them days later. I'm like, oh, I didn't pick that up, and like shit. Oh, okay, I gotta pick that thing up. You know.
Well, the transformation ones are the ones that take the longest time because it'll take me like 15 minutes to get that damn thing in pieces. And what you don't see off camera is the cursing and the ranting and the how the fuck does this thing work and why does this work the way it works and.
It's like, piece of shit, why don't you work? Oh my god. Oh.
It's a process.
Yeah. Chad's saying in this chat, Sony can wait to the end of the fiscal year, which is March 31st, to release the price. Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that Sony is again not going to be at E3 on a launch year. Nintendo's done it, but Nintendo was smart enough to put that. They don't do a press conference. They just give you a video and go into the treehouse. I love the treehouse. Every year I love the treehouse. I may not watch all of it, but I usually sit there and kind of peek into it while I'm working at home if I'm not in meetings, and you can watch these games being played. They know how to do it. I don't know how Sony's going to do it not being at E3 at all with a brand new console.
Dude, Nintendo, as far as their online presence right now, as as far as streaming their stuff and not getting copyright slapped, that's a different story. Right, because a lot of people have gotten attacked, Andrew Joe and other people like that, for showing their stuff. But as far as like their own like Nintendo Directs and Treehouse and really showcasing their games, they do an amazing job. But please, for the love of God, Nintendo, if you watch this stream with my piddly little channel and Mike's piddly little channel, please, for the love of God, don't give me another fucking sword wielder or Fire Emblem character and fucking Smash for at least 4 characters. Fuck off with that nonsense. My buddy uses those and rapes me all the time. Screw you guys.
I saw somebody like it was an article. Some creator or producer of Smash turned around and said, "There's too many Fire Emblem characters." And I'm like, "You think?" Even I was
saying like going 9. It's ridiculous. A lot of them are Echo, so they're the same character with slightly rebalanced stats, like they're a little faster or whatever, right? And their ultimate might be a little different, but I mean, basically, it's the same character again. You know, so he's got like 5 characters. He's like, oh, look, I got this character. I'm like, yeah, you've got like a freaking 1 in 5 chance of getting a freaking character you're fucking amazing with, dude, because they're half the roster. Yeah. Screw you.
And they brought in Terry Bogard. I'm like, great, why don't you bring in some Street Fighter characters? Why don't you bring in
Ryu and Ken?
Why don't they bring in more? Why don't they bring in Dante? People wanting Dante. Why don't they do like Marvel vs. Capcom backstage? Just bring in all these fucking crazy people. Bring in Resident Evil characters. Bring in all types of crazy shit. Stop bringing in Fire Emblem.
Yeah. And the new one's good. Don't get me wrong. I played him / her a couple times because he's gender mixed, depending on the skin, which is confusing, but kind of fits with our PC world. Mm-hmm. And it's a really good character. I'm so over seeing Fire Emblem come into this game again.
I know. You know, a lot of people talking about. I like the Treehouse. The cost is going to be weird. These consoles are not going to be cheap. Everybody's wanting them $399. Yeah. They're going to be $500. And
yeah, I'm betting 6. Because if they try to put those SSDs in there that they need to put in there, those new M2 and NVRAM ones in there, like the really top-end Samsung ones that are out there now, a 2 terabyte is like $200. And you can eat some of that cost, but, I mean, it's still between that and the graphics card and everything else you need in there, you're looking at like easily $1,200 in that unit before you put a price tag on it, right? As far as retail cost goes.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm seeing 5. I think 500 is a magic number, but we'll see. It's going to be a hard pill to swallow for some people. If you play like crazy on them, both of them are going to be backwards compatible, so all your Xbox One and PS4 stuff will just play.
Yeah.
So, but for me, with it, you know, I'm going to take a look at it. I know you don't play as much consoles, so for you're probably just going to sit back and watch, which makes sense.
I might, but if you and like Cyrus and somebody else gets into it, and we set aside like a night that we can all commit to, myself included, because I'm just as bad about it as everybody else, if not worse.
Yeah, I am.
Then I'm okay dropping the money in, so long as we can find something that we can shoot the shit on and people can have a good time. Because realistically, there's no reason for us not to stream that if we can't. I mean, I can do it on my internal card. I can just plot the system in here and be like, boop, 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 doo. So I've been doing on my Switch lately. I was really happy I picked that up because they gave me a lot more options, stuff I could do that not only to record, but to just get clips of for various different reasons and shit too. It's just
Well, we skipped this. What do you the thought about a new Switch, a Switch Pro, was rumored to be this year, and then Nintendo at a stockholders event completely denied it. Which
I don't know. I think some of the other rumors I've been hearing that they're going to release a next gen console in 2023 is more apt. I mean, they could do like a better, a tighter version of the Lite, right? And bump the specs on it, because I think they're going to start considering that, like you said, a replacement for their handheld, right? So if they bump the specs on that, or they offer it in more colors, right? Like a Mario one that's like red, or a green one for Luigi and a pink one for Peach and all that stuff and labeled and stuff like that. Those things will sell like mad. All they have to do is freaking change the color. And if you bump the specs up a little bit on it to where it runs things a little smoother like the XL did and stuff like that, then it's just an even better deal, right?
Yeah, a lot of people want this. They want a Switch Pro with like a god-awful, amazing screen, 3 or 4 times the power, or 2 or 3 times. I'm like, guys, they don't give a shit about the power.
Their games don't need it. That's the problem, right? I mean, people want to be able to play freaking like Battlefield and stuff like that on their Switch, and I get that, along with Skyrim and stuff like that. So, I mean, I understand that drive, but that's not their focus, man. They've always been a family fun game, and their games can run on a freaking potato if you want them to. I mean, the fact that they gave you the specs they did, and the cartridges, which hold almost all their game on there, they're like the only one I want physical media on now, because I don't have to install much on it, because it doesn't have much room, and B, the carts are amazing. If you give me another fucking disc system on a console, I'm going to fucking start slapping somebody, because there's no reason for it now. They need to go to like Flash Media and shit like that. They need to stop this nonsense of Blu-ray and shit like that. That fucking media was dead 2 years after they got the freaking license. Congratulations, you won that war. You made some money. It's over now.
Yeah.
Sorry, I rant too.
But I mean, yeah, there's 32 gig carts for the Switch, and there's 64 gigs that nobody uses because they're expensive. But if they made them a little bit bigger, and you got games on something about this big, and they're like 60 to 100 gigs, that'd be awesome. Get rid of keep an optical drive for people to play movies. It needs to be a multimedia platform, but just they put an optical 4K Blu-ray player in it and be done with it.
Or at least your old games and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you put you can put your disc in to be able to read your key, so you can either download it or download it locally or whatever.
It's like the Xbox One. Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they're stuck with it for another gen, at least, with the optical drives. But I think they're starting to go away now, at least for a while. I think they're starting to hit the limit of what they can do.
Well, I was reading the PS4 are going to have the double-sided. They're going to use 100 gig. But these games are even bigger than that, so it's just like, it's getting to the point that there's got to be a better way to deliver this.
Yeah.
Well, we just want to talk about. Well, we're only at 40 minutes here. We don't have to push that much because he's on call. So hopefully, the IT gods are good to him a little bit longer enough to get called.
The IT gods are vengeful gods.
The VR thing, you got into it, and I haven't got into it. What do you think about VR and where it's going? I mean, with next-gen consoles with 10, 12 teraflops of fucking power, do you think VR is going to kick back in and go forward?
Oh, if anyone watches this, they're going to light me up because they're not going to like me right now. Right now, I agree with Yahtzee on The Escapist that it's still a little gimmicky. Boneworks was a great start towards making it more of a legitimate platform.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's got tons of rhythm games, which are great. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Beat Saber, and freaking Pistol Whip looks like a blast. Audica looks really good. I kind of want to pick up Moss, which is like where you're controlling this little mouse around. But the question that comes to my mind, having not played it in VR yet, is why VR? Because it looks like a platform where you're controlling a mouse and you're not inside the mouse at all. So why VR?
Right.
And Invader Immortal, which looks amazing, and I played a little bit of that, and that's a blast. But the hardware specs are kind of tight. The kit's expensive, particularly if you get it on PC. It's anywhere between $400 for like a low-end Vive or a used Vive or an Oculus Rift S. And then it just goes up to like, God, I think the most expensive one is almost $1,700. I can buy a fully kitted out laptop or almost build a desktop for the amount they want for this headset.
Wow. And it's just, and the games aren't really there yet. Like you said, they're little simulations or beat games, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I haven't seen a killer app yet.
I mean, they're a lot of fun. I mean, if you watch some of the videos on Beat Saber, I mean, when you get that running and people are into it and they're jamming and they're sending you song requests, which they worked into the game, and bombs and stuff like that, it's a lot of fun. You can drop a ton of weight wailing on that stuff. So for like exercise or something just to get you up and get you active and give you a different kind of play style, it's great. But they're also starting to accommodate more of a sit-down mode where you can just sit there with a VR headset and use the controllers to move yourself around, because walking around in VR, especially if you don't get your VR legs really well, and by that I mean like you're moving and you're not moving while you're standing. It's very much like seasickness. You start to feel dizzy almost immediately. It's legit.
Right. That's what I worry about.
You got to get used to it.
You're like, 5 seconds in, I fell on my ass. I'm in the floor like, I'm dead.
I had to brace my legs and lean forward in Boneworks when I started walking, just to make sure that I felt like I had enough balance that I wouldn't actually fall over.
Damn.
That's how unused to VR I am. Now, other people just jump into it, and they've been in it so long, it doesn't bother them anymore. So it kind of depends on the player, what your tolerance is, and how long you've been doing this kind of stuff, because your brain starts to adapt to that shit and not be fooled by it. Right? So it's getting there. I think this will be a good year for it. If Alex comes out, that's the new Half-Life game that's supposed to be VR only.
That might be the first killer app, and I'm wondering if Valve or other companies, they put out these killer apps that it's like, oh look, VR is relevant, and maybe they put a version out for the new next gen consoles, the PlayStation VR, and then whatever else is out there that might push VR to actually be something. I mean, it'd be more, it is something to be something with more substantial, like true killer apps.
Yeah, it's got a good market, but it's very niche still, and it's a little, and I'm going to get lit up for this too, elitist, to put it frankly, because it's expensive, right? So people that get it, and they get it to work. Not only is it the challenge of getting it to work and putting all the mods, it's very 90s where you're like hacking away at shit trying to get it work that people like me just don't really want to bother with and bang my head against for hours and hours, right? But then once they figure that shit out, they feel this huge sense of accomplishment on it, and then they got this, then they go online, they start streaming, and they've got all these people watching going, Jesus, how the hell did you do that? Wow, how did you get so good at this? And it kind of becomes a thing. And then a lot of people that play it now are like, oh, well, I don't play flat games anymore, or I'm not a, what did one of them call it? A thumb jockey.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, really, guys? That's where you're going with this? I feel like that's a little hostile. Well, not being deliberately hostile.
Damn. I mean, so they feel elitist about spending all this money with, so have the big goggles on their heads so they look like goofballs, and they're awesome, and they're gonna make fun of you as a thumb jockey. Oh, the virtual titties. Oh, that's worth $1,700. I'm like, what the fuck? God. Oh gosh. But Sony going forward with the VR was pushing it in the right direction. If Sony pulls out another VR with the new PlayStation 5 with a lot more power and makes it affordable, it could make it more attractive to people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I really want to get
it. Pretty affordable. I mean, when you count the cost of the Pro and cost of the headset, you're looking at less than you are most of the headsets, which is sad, but it's true.
That's fucked up. That's the screwy thing, is that the headsets are so expensive, but I mean the technology is just new.
The lowest end one that I found online was the Oculus Rift, and that was $400. The next one down was an HTC Vive Infinity, I want to say, and it was like $679. And then the one that everybody's really clamoring over, because it recognizes your fingers, like when you move your fingers, it moves your fingers in VR, is the Valve Index. That's $1,000 if you want the unit and the two lighthouses, which is what helps with the tracking. It makes the tracking more accurate and does body tracking rather than just your upper body, right? Oh. And then they have some that do what they call, and I'm going to butcher this, it's foveated, Foveated, rendering, whereas where your eye looks is where it renders things in more detail, right? Mm-hmm. And the next generation of Intel PCs are going to help offload some of that off of these units, but those are like, since they're tracking your eyes, are like $1,600. I shit you not.
Yeah.
But those are close to commercial grade units. I think Brooks might have one of those at work.
I don't know if I can't buy that. To me, I'd like to see $200 or $300 at most. Really, it would need to be. It needs to be something just to play with and then enjoy once or twice. And then more likely, I'll either love it or I'll just be like, okay, that was fun. Now you go sit down and throw up.
And Bourne just said that the Switch 3D Labo is pretty much the lowest in VR, and he's right.
Yeah.
I mean, the only other thing I can think of that's close is like that Samsung VR thing where you can buy the headset to connect your existing Samsung phone you're going to have anyway.
Yeah.
And
I mean, all it does is give you the sensation that you're looking through stuff that's not the same. It's not. I was always looking for Apple to put one out to make it to where it work with their iPhones.
Yeah.
And they haven't done that yet.
I don't know if I think they're waiting on the market, man, because I mean it's like I said, it's a lot of indie games, it's a lot of rhythm games, there's probably about 5 pages worth of stuff at about 500 games right now on Steam. Mm-hmm. There's some more on the Vive store, the Viveport store. But a lot of them are small stuff like archery or go-kart, or they're taking like one facet of like the Olympics or something like that and doing something with it, or it's a rhythm game, or like maybe a co-op survival game where you have to hand stuff to each other to like build your raft and stuff like that. And they're cool experiences on it, but depending on your engagement level, there may not be a lot of replayability there either.
Right. Once you do it, like, oh, that was fun, and then you're done.
Yeah.
I don't know. VR is interesting, but I don't know if I'm going to get into it anytime soon. But I'd like to be able to go to somebody's house and try it.
Yeah, if we lived closer, I'd just be like, here.
Yeah, I'd be like, here.
Yo,
go nuts. Wait a minute, let me have something to lean against, so I go fall on my fat ass on the floor. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, honestly, the only time I feel like I'm going to fall on my floor in something like Beat Saber, which is what I play the most of, is when it first loads up. Because sometimes it'll hit the screen, and if you move while it's there, it's not moving, but you're moving, and it causes the same kind of effect with my eyes, where I feel a little dizzy for a little bit, because it's just loading up the application.
Gotcha. Yeah, I saw that one test you did. That's amazing. I mean, Beat Saber looks fun.
Yeah, it's fun, and that setup just doesn't work in my room. I can't get it to look the way I want it to look, so I kind of went to something different where I'm just showing the game, and I got me on the green screen looking all derpy, which is how I look normally. So, I mean, at least it's honest.
Yeah, Ryan said the Half-Life game will tell us a lot about the health of VR when it releases.
Yeah, it will.
And
it very much will.
And it may even drive the VR market.
It already has. The sales for indexes and stuff like that went through the roof when they announced it in December. People want another Half-Life game, and they're willing to dump $400+ into VR to get it. Freaking Valve is just they're another one that pisses me off. We could do another whole topic on them just putting out shit
I have so many
for
people
years.
who Valve, and it's just like, they can't make Half-Life 3. They can't make. I know you're not a fan of Left 4 Dead 3. They can't make Team Fortress 3 for the people who love it. They can't count the 3. It's like, what?
I know. I liked 2. I liked Left 4 Dead 2. We just didn't play it together very much. I thought it was significantly better than 1.
Yes. And then they even come out saying they're not going to do it. But Turtle Rock Studios, this is something that I've been hearing about from last year. It's called Back 4 Blood. They're making one. They're just doing it themselves because they're no longer with Valve, and Left 4 Dead is Valve's property. So you're going to see another one. And I hope they come out and kick Valve's ass and make this great co-op zombie game. It's going to be the shit.
Yeah, they've got a co-op game in VR right now. Actually, a shout out for Arizona Sunshine. I'm told that game's fucking terrifying because you got zombies trying to fucking eat your face in VR, which kind of makes me not want to buy it already. Me and zombies don't meld. I don't like them. I like shooting them in the face, but only because they're like right in my face, and I'd find that disturbing.
Your wife maybe sitting there like, it's okay, it's okay. I'd be like, you'd be like pissed, so pissing yourself. I wouldn't. I don't know. Some of those games are more scary shit. I'd be like, nope, that's it. I'm done. Can't do it.
Yeah, and there's a couple of them like that. Like Pavlov is like a freaking PUBG style game in VR, which I haven't picked that one up yet to try that. But there's a couple of like really kind of killer apps that are out there. They're not the ones that people play them for a little while, but there's some esports for Pavlov, but for the most part, people are playing. I see more of the rhythm games than I do anything else out there right now, because that's what people are digging, right? If you love rhythm games, just go out and buy a VR headset. There's a fucking done deal. You're gonna love it, guarantee it. There's so many of them out there. You're bound to find at least like a half dozen you love. Yeah. No shit.
I like I said, if these next gen consoles push it, I with the downstairs here, and if Sony does it right for the next gen one, with the family, I might see us getting a PS5 or a PlayStation headset too, just simply because it'd be. I say the word stable, but it'd be like you plug it in and you go. Well, these next gen consoles are going to be a lot more power. I'm not going to say it's going to be PC level. It's not, but I'll see. Me, it'd be something like on console.
Yeah, and I think PSVR is going to get that way. I think they're going to do another VR headset. I think this one made them enough money that they're going to be good making another one and diving into that market, because I don't know if it's going to get as big as a lot of people that are really heavy into the community think it is, but it's definitely not going away.
No, it's
going to be with a strike.
It's probably sticky.
Yeah, like, it's going to stick.
PlayStation VR had like easy over 1 million bought units, and that's not bad.
No, it's not at all.
And I think in time VR will take off to where it'll be a subset of gaming, where Microsoft will do it. Not saying Nintendo will do it, but like whoever the bigger consoles are will have it, and you just plug it in, or you go on the PC and do it, and these games will come out and you can play them. People might be able to play their Call of Duties or Battlefields in first person and have amazing experiences or whatever. So we're hitting 53 minutes. I don't know. Well, you got anything else you want to talk about? I know people are talking in the chat, like to talk about when that Valve game or Half-Life game is coming out. Nobody knows. Brooks said he missed playing Left 4 Dead. I do miss playing it too. I
don't think I've seen a VR ski game, honestly, Born. I'll look. That one seems like a vomit comet to me. And I'm sure everybody knows the term. I mean, you go down the hill, you're not moving, but you're moving at breakneck speed. I mean, that's one to get like impression videos, kind of like a Five Nights at Freddy's in VR kind of thing. I mean, you'd have people losing their shit, probably breaking their headsets, which could be, honestly, a lot of fun.
When we went to Huntsville to the Space Museum, they had this little thing. It's for family, but you hold on, you're in there, and it's a space chase. and I know they move it, but even before they started moving the little rocket ship or little spaceship, just watching a something in front of me and make moving it with me, it gives y'all that feeling of, oh my gosh, it's neat. It doesn't make me sick. So I don't know. I'd like to see something like that, possibly, some of these games or something in VR. I'd like them to come out. Yeah. Chad's saying Animal Crossing. I don't have anything to say about Animal Crossing. I'm not a fan, but it's going to be big for the Nintendo Switch. They already got a new version of the Switch come out for it. It's been selling out. Are you an Animal Crossing fan? I'm not.
I think my wife's probably going to pick it up. She's enjoyed those in the past, but she's big into like Stardew Valley and Gravekeeper and stuff like that. So it's more up her niche. But I even know she's complained a little bit about Animal Crossing because of the time of day and specific things that you have to do that she can't always hit at the right time.
Right.
Or she has to adjust the time clock on like her system in order to be able to do it, which is kind of annoying. And so I don't think she's been as big into it, but she's more inclined than I am, for sure.
Hey, Kamikaze, you're late. We're actually been.
You're fired.
You're fired.
We already got fired.
We already got Chaz fired us 5 seconds into the stream.
Yeah. We put it up. Chaz went, that's it. You're fired. And I went, that's fair.
Yeah, unfortunately, man, we were actually 55 minutes in. We was about to shut down the stream, but I want to do this more with Nick here and try to get Retro Bro. Kamikaze Soundwave, I want to try to just start chatting with people here and there. It doesn't have to be like a full-blown show every time. So maybe I could talk to Kamikaze Soundwave sometime. I know I want to hit up the Retro Bro. Not much, Kamikaze. We're just sitting there chit-chatting about gaming, so,
I haven't watched too much of Retro Bro stuff yet. He seems pretty cool initially from what I've seen.
He's a cool guy. He's actually moved. He's actually doing a lot of stuff right now. He really does retro stuff. He has his own shop. He sells pies, he builds and stuff like that, and emulation stuff. And he's pretty just honest to what he puts out there. He puts out what he can.
I don't want to get into it, but man, he's really just on this John Hancock thing, and I don't even know who this guy is. I'm like, what the hell did this? Let's not get into here, but I was just thinking, what the hell did this guy do?
I'll tell you off stream because I refuse to talk about it. It's a big drama thing.
I don't want to dive into it either. Cyrus didn't either. He talked a little bit about it, mostly around the outskirts of like, let's just play some damn games and get over this crap already. But
Yeah, Kyle, guys, go back and watch the stream. We were just chit-chatting about the stupid Bethesda place, company shit, new next-gen consoles and stuff, things like that.
Chaz said we could keep our jobs. He'd pay us for the hour we did, but please don't be late again.
Boss.
My excuse is I am sick and I am on call, which means I don't feel good, and B, they can call me any moment and have me do stupid stuff for work. So,
yes.
Screw unnamed company here.
Bored distracted. You said Retro Bro about being a high-priced diva. I'm going to tell him that.
Oh my God, he's going to listen to it at 1.5. I'm going to sound really weird at 1.5 speed. Yeah, I almost want a clip of that because I already talk fast, so putting me at 1.5 speed is going to be like, Alvin and the Chipmunks on crack.
Alvin and the Chipmunks on medication because they're sick. Cause I'm getting over sinus infection, so I sound all deep.
Yeah, when we had my stream echoing in the background, we both had bass for the first time in our lives.
It's like, I'm very white, baby. It's like, holy shit. And then I did that. It got super deep, and I was like, damn.
Maybe we should keep doing this.
That's fucking hysterical. Let's see. What does the chat say?
No, I was not in China. Honestly, China would be kind of cool because I buy so many like third-party figures and shit. It would be kind of cool to kind of just bum around China and see what the hell's there for cheap. Like how many knockoff proms and stuff I could get for like $5.
I know. I think if I ever get to Japan and walk to one of those retro stores, I will be like so fucked. I'll be like going, give me.
I know. Japan is on my short list. I'm like, oh my God, I've got to go to Japan. So you can do Mario Kart racing in Japan in real life. They give you like a Bowser outfit or Princess Peach or Luigi and everything. And they even have a rainbow. They even have a rainbow bridge. It looks easy.
I'm fucked. Oh my God. Chad said he has a strong speed app. He even have a 0.1 speed option. There you go. Try the 0.1 speed option. See how bad it is.
It's probably pretty bad. Ludicrous speed. Go!
Oh man. Oh my gosh. So we actually made an hour here of yapping. I think we'll get off here. So we're gonna get off here again. Go to Geeks with Cash YouTube channel. I'll put it definitely in the description. Give him a watch. He does 15-minute impressions, which are no longer 15 minutes, or like 20 or 30 minutes. But
I know. I keep trying to cut them. I suck.
but still, he gives you impressions of games you may not see. And he goes through a lot of collectibles. And we're going, like I said, we're going to do more talk about this. We don't know when we're going to do this. This is going to be like a here and there. And I'm going to try to talk about Kamikaze, and I'll hit him up, or Retro Bros if they want to have some time. And then, of course, Game Ramblings. Me and Cyrus do that every other week if we can, if we're not sick or dying of coronavirus or Modelo virus, as he said. I was like, damn, dude.
I want Lyme disease to go with my coronavirus.
Exactly. So, oh, God, you're horrible. All right, folks. I guess we'll talk to you later, and I appreciate everybody watching. And like I said, go to Geeks with Cash and give him a like. And you know, I'm PKO Gamer, so you're here anyway, so you're stuck.
Yeah, and if there's anything else you guys want to see, if you guys want to see VR stuff or more retro stuff or anything like that, I've got the kit to be able to do that kind of stuff, or even more console stuff. You guys just need to let me know what you're interested in seeing from me. And all that stuff is stuff I'm already interested in anyway, so I may be doing it here and there, but I can make it more of a focus if it's actually got, like, you know, people that decently want to watch it. You know, other than that, it's just me doing whatever the hell I want to do and putting it up on YouTube and being like, I wonder if anybody will like this.
Exactly. All right, folks, we're going to get off here, and appreciate everybody watching. And like I said, go to his channel, watch for Game Ramblings announcements, and we're going to get off here. I do appreciate everybody watching. Talk to you later.
Yep. Thanks, everybody. Bye.